the market kind of doesn't matter. And the why I say that is because, we've proven that here at Redline for the last couple of years, that despite the market conditions not being perfect and being completely imperfect for the most part, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because if you have the systems and the processes and the marketing in place, you're going to succeed during the times when really the majority aren't. If you're willing to put in the work and if you're willing to go that extra mile, that stuff will come full circle regardless of the market. One of the other things that, me as an agent, I developed this business along with Brett over the years, kind of out of necessity, right? We had jumped into this real estate business, like everybody else at one point. We were very green, and we had bought and sold our own places. But being in the industry for the first time, and you've just come out of your licensing, as you guys know, you're not really well set up to succeed at all, right? You're kind of left to your own devices very early. And honestly, the traditional brokerage isn't really set up to, work with you and to launch your career for you, right? They're there to be a place to park their license. They're there to ask a few questions. But we're independent contractors, and the reason we are that is because we're supposed to be independent. But the reality is the independence that we've had, well, really ever since kind of RE/MAX entered the market years and years ago and changed the game, is actually now when you look at how fast the world's changing and what we have on our plates as agents, how much is left for us to do to be successful solopreneurs, it's really scary. Hot topic, social media. Like, who is doing social media right? Very, very, very few agents are able to pull this off. Now, a lot of agents are on social media, which is great, step one, but who is actually doing it well? And that's what we're looking to solve, because in reality is agents really shouldn't be spending that much time on it. We do want them on it, but we want them to be extremely efficient with it, because if you don't, it can completely suck all of your time. And then, what you're exposing yourself, what you're putting out there to the market, is it good, right? Does it put you out there as a true professional? And that's what we want to ensure. We're providing, tons of content that you can take and share outward with your sphere, your database, or even just to market yourself on a brand awareness style piece. So this is extremely important for us. Again, are you doing social media well? You're likely not, and that's okay. And you're with the other 4,500 agents that aren't, right? There's a handful, a top 1% maybe that do it well. And to be totally honest, even the top 1% agents, for the most part, aren't the ones that are succeeding at it. So if you're a top 1% agent, you can do better, right? If you are rocking it on social media, well, what if you got all your time back? And those are things that I want you to think about.
I said this in the team meeting earlier today. I wish you were here for this, because this is funny. I started talking to Darren about doing a podcast like 5 or 6 months ago. And I've been bugging him about doing something. And finally, you come to town, you're here for one day, and next thing you know, we're fucking doing it, right? Like, it's happening. So,
well, you know what his complaint was, that there was no time. Like, who was going to do it? Where was the distribution? But I think it's only a big deal if you make it a big deal. If you're going to sit down and take the time to have these conversations, like you always have anyways,
yeah,
why not record them?
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. I guess at the end of the day, it's something like you've listened to a shit ton of podcasts, and so have I. And the good podcasts are the one where you can actually take something away and really implement in your business right away. The other podcasts, there's so much out there that's just total bullshit. There's a lot of people that are trying to sell stuff, and they may be thinking about giving away value or think that they're giving away value, but really they're not. At the end of the day, they're trying to sell you something. And so, you come from the same place that I do, in that it feels really good to be able to give back to the industry. And if we can change one person's business, that just improves I think that it improves the quality of the transaction, not only for the consumer, but for the agent on the other end of it.
Yeah, 100%. It's karma, right? Like, it's. I'm sure you've had these people in your career too, where you know, I'm from a small town. If I didn't have agents in other towns like be open with me and people before us to create content or speak at seminars or be on panels, my career wouldn't be where it is today either. So it's just kind of cyclical, and it's our turn to give back to the community of realtors.
The agents last time, like last month, shared this thing like crazy, right? They're like, it's so nice to have this out here, so we don't have to kind of figure it out.
What were the
themselves.
open rates like on the email blast you sent out?
30%.
That's insane.
Yeah, so people are seeing it, and that's not a small database either, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's nearly 10,000 people there, so
Yeah.
super cool. But anyway, it's I think it was Natasha that came to me. She's like, it's so nice not having to do this shit,
Yeah.
right? Because like she's been super. What is it like? She's one of our agents that does a lot on Facebook, right? She's a lot more, you know, aware of what her social profile should look like.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't have time for this, right?
Well, we've given her the tools, right? I mean, that's the biggest thing on the team side, not just the team side, but the high value side, what that's going to be as well. So,
Totally.
or not what it's going to be, what it is.
Yeah, nonetheless, done, moved on.
Cool.
And they can focus on something else. We've talked a few times about some of the services that we're offering to our agents at the brokerage, and today was a super good example of one of the tangible benefits that we get. And so I walked in to my office, and guess what? There's a proof on my desk with one of our latest feature sheets, and this is a luxury property. And basically what this tells me is this went through our designer. They proofed it, they wordsmithed it, they sent it off to the printers, they've got it back here, it's in office with a package ready to go for me to take it and run to my open house. All the time that saved me allows me to just handle listing after listing after listing and know that it's serviced better than it truly would have been if I had to handle all of that myself. So again, super simple, tangible thing that helps my day-to-day. I feel as a listing agent, I could handle 15, 20, 30 listings at a time, knowing that I've got the support behind me to do so. And this is what we want to make sure that agents value their time enough and understand, sure, there's a cost to that, but they value their time enough to know that they're best when they're in front of their clients, chasing business, negotiating with other realtors, and communicating. And let's let all of the other stuff be handled by people that are honestly better at it than we are. And I see the fruits of this labor and this system every day.